Hi yo, good afternoon, good morning, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Welcome. My name is Alini, as usual, and I'm eating. So I'm having breakfast for potatoes for lunch. Just spread some ketchup and ranch because I'm too lazy to be cooking right now. Okay, so as I'm eating, I really want to gist you guys about how I grew up as a good girl. The good girl is in quotes, okay? Because good being a good girl is underrated or overrated, and it's not always a positive thing, I guess. And how that affected my life, and how that is still affecting my life, because even right now, I still consider myself to be a good girl. Okay, so being a good girl, it started, I don't know, maybe it was like my personality. Yeah, of course, the sun is doing its own thing. um Growing up, since I was little, I don't know how my personality was back then, but people like adults always saw resilience in me, and they always considered me to be a good girl. So when something would happen, when my other sister was like misbehaving, they'll be like, you're really a good girl, you're doing this instead of how to be doing it, or like other kids will be doing this but you're doing this. So like I was got like praise for enduring things that I wasn't really supposed to be enduring. I was supposed to be like every other kids, but they would praise me for not reacting, or for not like rebelling, or for just like following the line. So I grew up like always being scared of being in trouble. Even right now, I'm always scared of getting into any kind of trouble. I'm always scared of like authority. um I still, try to be like below so that I could feel safety. So it's a whole thing. But what this thing that did to me, being growing up as a good girl, my parents would love me for that. My dad loved me for that. I feel like one of the reasons why he loved me so much, because to be honest, I was really good. I was behaving really good. But my friends hated me. Okay, my schoolmates, people, my classmates, they will hate me. I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna have people that love you and they will love you, but then the majority would hate me because I was a good girl, especially in school. I'll not get into trouble. If it means me getting into trouble, I'm gonna snitch on you. I'm gonna tell the truth. I didn't know how to lie. And honestly, I wasn't really doing it to be like, okay, like I'm gonna snitch on you so you get into trouble. No, I'm like, I don't wanna lie. I don't wanna get into trouble, because if I lie and they find out that I lie, they'll never trust me again and they'll get into trouble. And I always wanted like to be like I had always been so trustworthy. Everybody would trust me because I didn't know how to lie. Even right now, if you're gonna pass me about something that I did, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And whether you hate me or you like me, but at least I'll give you the truth. So you trust that you walked away with the truth from me. So my classmates didn't like me, because they said you're good with the teachers, so that means you'll be snitching on us. And my parents loved me. So that is a very like, very weird dynamic. And if you're a teenager, you want your friends to like you, but but they don't like you. If you're gonna do things for your friends to like you, then your parents are not gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? And also, when you grow up in like environment where like your parents' love is exchanged for how you behave. If you don't behave this way, that you're not gonna be loved the same way. That's also like plays another big role. And another thing that also gave me trauma, because I realized that the majority of there were things that I wanted to do, that every teenager does, like that maybe might be considered bad, but like they are part of the whole, like teenage experience, and I'll never get to do that. So part of me, like trying to maintain the good girl status, even though I wasn't actively trying to be, but like involuntarily, like the subconscious part of me was directing me into that, but because I feel like I was very like conditioned to be that way. It gave me trauma. It gave me trauma that I'm still trying to heal, and I didn't realize that I had that. I thought I was just fine. I thought that was just who I am, and it gave me trauma because I didn't express myself because I was scared of disappointing my parents, and I was scared of disappointing the authority figures wherever I was. If I was in school, I was scared of like, letting down my teachers, my parents, wherever I am. I don't want, whoever is an authority, I want to please them. I want to make sure that they are happy with me so that I don't get into trouble and they don't distrust me and they don't hate me. So as I probably then I guess I didn't care if my classmates or the people at my level liked me. Even though at the end of it, you're gonna have one or two people that will like you. But I didn't care about that. I just focused on like the people like in power at the time, and I still see that in my life right now. And oh my god, it's that thing, because every household has rules, right? So my household also, they had things that I could do or I could not do, um and not necessarily because they are bad, but I guess they were considered bad according to them, and they don't want me to be that way. So i I was very like restricted, and sometimes I would restrict myself so that I actually pushed up, but so that I'm still, I'm still good and I'm too good. And now that I have like a lot of freedom and I don't have anything to get me into trouble, I still don't do the things that I want to do, or I just still don't do the things that I could do, just because I'm still conditioned. Like, I know for sure nobody's gonna yell at me, nobody, I'm not gonna get into trouble, but I'm just be like, okay, what if I do that and something goes wrong, and then now, like I feel like I'll be blamed, like blamed by who I don't know, but like that's what happens when you're getting conditioned. So I really don't know why I'm saying this, but being a good girl, like if you are considered like as a good girl, you should observe like your pattern and like see the things that you actually do to make people happy, because you're scared that they will hate you, or you're scared that you'll get into trouble. And the way you probably suppress your actual like personality, and you don't really show yourself. And like if you're an adult, you're struggling with this, let's gather here, because it's tough. Okay, now I have to get back to my food, and because I just vented. I was venting about how being a good girl and like trying to please my parents affected me then. But like at the end of the day, then when my friends would hate me, my parents didn't care. They didn't know I was experiencing that. They didn't know I was struggling to make friends just because I was good with the authorities. And they just liked the fact that I was listening to whatever they were saying. And right now I'm here as an adult, and I'm scared of asking for what I deserve, or questioning authorities when some things are not going well, because I'm scared that might get me into trouble. Like for example, like sometimes I'll be at work, and like things are not going well, or someone is not really treating me nice, and I'll be scared to say my piece, say how I feel. I'll be scared to have what if I get into trouble, what if then I end up being fired. But like, I didn't do anything wrong. I know I didn't do anything wrong, but I still feel like me being on the good side of the people in power serves me somehow, even if at the detriment of my own peace and myself, which is something bad, which is something I'm trying to like work on. So if you have the good girl syndrome, start healing yourself and start actually expressing yourself. You don't have to be disrespectful or rude to anybody. You just have to acknowledge who you are and like actually express yourself. And that will be hard because you don't know who you are, because your whole personality is revolving around you being good to people, you pleasing people. That's how you become a people pleaser. If somebody would have told me that I really are a people pleaser, like I wouldn't have never believed it, because until I discovered it for myself, like I'm a people pleaser, and then I don't know how to break out. But it will require a lot of work. So start finding who you are, because now I'm like, okay, I am who I am. Like, what I love is, I guess, making other people happy. It doesn't matter, because you feel like if you make them happy, then they are gonna make you happy too. And that's another topic about like people pleasing for some other time. But yeah, there's probably like a lot of things that came. I have a lot of examples, a lot of things that came as a result of me being a good girl, that I didn't even maybe remember. One example that I would give, though, I was up for the people to be selected to be prefects, like have like authority, like head prefects, like in high school. And the majority of the people, a lot of people didn't want me to be given like power or like be authority, because I was good with the teacher, because they said like I would be snitching on whatever's going on. Basically I'll be taking my role seriously. I'll be doing what I'm supposed to do, because you are supposed to be the one to to have. But the teachers want somebody who will actually be honest with them, or do what like they are supposed to do. But the students at the same time, they want somebody that will be able to cover for them and like let them get away with some stuff. So at the end of the day, I have leadership qualities. I always had. Like growing up, I guess because of that, because I was so trustworthy, people would trust me with positions because they knew they could count on me. So that actually enhanced my leadership qualities. So even the teachers, they saw like me being a leader, and I was actually good with people. Like if people get to know me, they'll know that I was a good person, and I was making them happy regardless. So I still got like the role, but there was so many noise and opening noise, the people showing me that we don't want you to be. It was traumatizing, it was a lot. But definitely, if if I have a child, like you don't want them to I don't want them to grow up feeling like they have to please me. I would actually want to see what my children's personalities, like individual personalities, are, and make sure that they're actually being who they really are at their core, and you're embracing who they are and like guiding them in that light. But you're not really trying to make sure that they do everything right, and like always like it's no so much pressure to be a good girl. So I didn't know I had that pressure. It just felt so natural. I just thought I was good. I just so like no, even though it's fun, I'm not gonna do it, because I basically didn't live as good. I just lived in fear. So it's just me being scared of trouble, that whatever I'm doing, it's coming from a place of fear, not a place of who I really am, or what I really want to express. So if my friend are going for a dance, I'm gonna be like, no, I really can't go, even though it's fun. Like it took away the whole, like the adventurous side of me. I don't know if I'm adventurous. Like I'm only gonna do something if I'm sure that everybody else is okay with that. If somebody's not okay with that, or especially somebody in power, then I'm not doing it. And so where is my personality? Where do I fall in? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out, but yeah, that's me, probably part of me that you didn't know. And thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe to hear more of my venting stories and see if you relate. Bye.